It is the 7th of August 2026. Once again, this is your lunchtime news, and I'm Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Straight away into the bulletin. Police have launched investigations into an alleged $450,000 gold scam involving an Indian-British investor who claims he was defrauded of a 20-kilometer gold deal. Investigators are also looking into the alleged use of the Forged Special Forces Command SFC documents. One suspect is currently assisting police with investigations.
Approximately $450,000 in a fraudulent gold transaction. It is alleged the deal has happened since 2024. The victim was convinced to invest in a gold export deal after being promised the supply of 3,000 kilograms of gold and again 2,000 kilograms of gold. Over several transactions, the investor reportedly transferred paid a total of $450,000 with some payments made through bank transfers, while others were made in cash. Receipts acknowledging the payments were allegedly issued by the fraudsters themselves, while part of the transactions were processed through an entity presented as the fraudster's legal representative. And to let you know, the documentation or the receipting was onto a letterhead of SFC. And the fraudsters continued alleging that this deal was conducted by the government and they were acting on behalf of the government, which is so wrong. The investors was reportedly invited to Uganda and neighboring countries, including Kenya, under the pretext of conducting the transaction. And the investor was always footing their travel bills. On one occasion, the victim reportedly traveled to Kenya and and only to be abandoned by the suspects in Nairobi. The fraudsters also allegedly arranged meetings in other countries, Italy to be precise, as a part of what investigators believe was a calculated scheme to prolong the transaction and build false confidence while conning the victim. The complainant, Mr. Sabinda, reported the matter to State House Investors Protection Unit, which immediately commenced coordinated investigations with the PMP, that is the Police Mineral Protection Unit. One of the fraudsters, Abdul Nasil Ikuna, right here, is yet to help us, is going to assist us in rounding up the circuit with all his colleague fraudsters they are operating with. State House Investors Protection Unit retaliates its commitment to protecting both local and foreign investors from fraudulent schemes that undermine Uganda's investment climate. The unit urges all investors, local and foreign, engaging in mineral transactions to conduct thorough due diligence, verify licenses and documentation through the relevant government authorities, and seek guidance from established regulatory agencies before committing funds. The investigations remain active and additional information will be communicated as it becomes available. Thank you very much.
Uganda is set to host the third International Buyers Week from 9th to 15th of November 2026, with organizers targeting up to $300 million in export deals. The initiative aims to connect local manufacturers with international buyers and expand access to global markets.
This fund.
The Presidential Advisory Committee on Exports and Industrial Development, PASAID, recently announced the third International Buyers Week, scheduled for 9th November 2026, with the aim of facilitating up to $300 million in potential export deals.
So the exporters and manufacturers always go out to seek market. What we are doing in the International Buyers Week is to bring the market closer to the exporters, to the manufacturers, and all those that might have wanted to reach these markets but could have found difficulties. We are making the process seamless, easier, and also better.
As part of its next phase, PASAID says it is focusing on establishing regional aggregation centers across the country.
This is 2.5 years in the making. This is something we thought would take 4 months. We've made some gains on infrastructure, slow gains on energy projects that the President asked us to handle.
Planned facilities, including one in Guru for the Acholi sub-region, are expected to provide infrastructure for washing, drying, grading, and standardized storage to help producers meet export requirements and supply larger international orders more consistently.
So we take a region, let's say Acholi region, and say Guru will be our collection center. We will take the facilities available of government there, and in those facilities, we do some minimum drying.
According to Brenda Katalikawe Opas, Director of Markets and Communication, Uganda is gradually expanding its presence in international markets.
Sim is a product that the China market is pushing us to deliver. So we are setting up a regional aggregation center to ensure that we collect Sim and prepare it ready for the export market.
PASAID Vice Chairperson Moses Sabiti said bringing international buyers to Uganda allows them to assess the quality and authenticity of products firsthand, particularly coffee.
So we bring in buyers to the market to see the country, to engage with the producers and sign some deals. So we hope to conclude in November even if about over 300 million deals.
The committee also welcomed Cabinet's approval of a proposed food safety bill, which is expected to establish a regulatory authority to oversee standards relating to pesticides, fertilizers, and product traceability. Rita Nwalimpa for UBC.
And PASAID 2.0 has about 3 things.
Uganda is seeking to strengthen trade and investment ties with Saudi Arabia in key sectors including agro-processing, tourism, mining and science and technology, plus digital infrastructure. This follows a meeting between Trade Minister Sanjay Tana, the Saudi Ambassador Mohammed bin Khalil Al Farouda. More in this report.
Uganda has renewed its call for stronger trade and investment partnerships with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, highlighting opportunities in agro-processing, tourism, mining, science and technology, as well as digital infrastructure. This was revealed during a courtesy call visit at the Ministry of Trade by the Ambassador Mohammed bin Khalil Farouda of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Uganda.
So all the businessmen in Saudi Arabia, they will meet the businessmen in Uganda.
The Minister for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Honorable Sanjay Tana, emphasized that Uganda is open for business and ready to work with Saudi investors.
We already have a lot of sugar. We have excess sugar. We want you to get for us market for sugar. Uganda today is producing almost 300,000 tons extra.
Uganda exports to Saudi Arabia are currently valued at $9 million, mainly consisting of coffee, agricultural products like tea and spices, chilled meat, alongside a major service export in migrant labor. Uganda's total imports from Saudi Arabia are currently valued at approximately $149 million, consisting primarily of plastics, fertilizers, and sugar, among others. Mary Akrut for UBC.
In other stories, the Minister of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, Sanjay Tana, has directed the Uganda National Bureau of Standards to intensify efforts against substandard products while improving certification services for small and medium enterprises.
Honorable Sanjay Tana held a meeting with the members of the 10th National Standards Council at the Ministry of Trade premises in Kampala. The meeting is one of the initiatives of Honorable Tana to streamline the operations and improve efficiency in the government agencies that are under his ministry. During the meeting, the chairperson of the National Standards Council, Engineer James Kalibala, informed the ministers that during the 1 year the council has spent in the office, they have managed to handle the backlog that they inherited from the previous leaderships, increasing the number of enterprises clarified by the UNBS from 501 to 1,270 and the staffing of the Bureau. However, he noted that there is a lot UNBS needs to improve service delivery and be impactful.
A board that never challenges the CEO isn't an alignment, but it's a governance failure. Boards exist to protect the institution, not the CEO.
I think you have preempted what I wanted to say.
Tana pledged the ministry's full support to UNBS in achieving its mandate of ensuring the safety of products consumed by Ugandans.
Take an example of what was being discussed in the social media on the cement while in Tororo. I was in Tororo that weekend and it was painful because I wished I was a UNBS staff to go and see what the problem is and then intervene. Because at that point, surveillance would be the solution, or publicity, or prosecution. But you're not, because we are not present, we are not able to capture it at the moment. So it all speaks to staffing, having field officers, and of course having the infrastructure in terms of the cars and everything else that goes with it.
We develop what we call a national quality culture. We empower the customer to know that there is a Q mark, and we use technology to scan the Q mark. If it is not compliant, they let us know, and before you know it, we will be recognized as a country that manufactures quality and competitive.
The Executive Director, UNBS, James Kasigwa, informed the meeting that in the past 1 year, the Council oversaw the launch of UNBS 5th Strategic Plan from financial year 2025 to 2026 to financial year 2029 to 2030.
And about the post-budget dialogue, Uganda's housing deficit has reached an estimated 2.4 million units, raising concern among sector players. Now, stakeholders are calling for increased investment, affordable housing finance, and better planning to address the growing demand for deficit housing.
And when you talk of housing, you're stimulating all the other sectors for growth, and even government will generate more revenues because other sectors, even food. You see how many cooks can bring food on the site. Just one site like this, you find a person with morning tea, chapati and what. So even the people around, once you support the housing sector, all the other sectors are indirectly supported.
We have a number of incentives that we have done, which public sector and private sector alone cannot do. For example, investment in the delivery of electricity to their sites, the provision of roads to access their sites, the provision of water and sanitation, ICT, technology and the rest of it, all of which are quite necessary for the housing industry. So I gave those incentives. I also gave the government contribution in terms of budgetary allocations, which are just a fraction of what's required by the private sector. to crowd in the private sector into investments in the housing sector.
And in the banking sector, EcoBank Uganda has partnered with Serena Hotels to offer exclusive travel and hospitality benefits to its debt and credit card holders across selected Serena properties in Africa and Asia.
A round of applause for this exciting, beneficial.
Today we've partnered with Serena across 33 properties in 8 different countries, all the way from Serena Kampala to Serena in Mozambique, to Serena in Zanzibar, all the way to Pakistan and Tajikistan, where our customers can go to each and every property and get various luxury benefits across all the different properties. The benefits that we're talking about are, for example, discounts on accommodation, discounts on food, discounts at the spa, which is absolutely something I know a lot of people love. So today is very special for us.
But partnering with EcoBank today is very special because what I realize that whilst we have 33 properties, EcoBank has in 33 countries. So there's such a coincidence that this partnership is there. Our goal here is pretty much a win-win strategy, that we look after EcoBank's customers, and we also get business from that customers, and we also recommend our customers to EcoBank. So we try to bring this partnership into effect, and we are not just in Kenya, where, as I said, we're in the 6 countries here, including Mozambique as well, which is there. And as I mentioned, this partnership will bring value to the customers of EcoBank, as well as value to customers of Serena hotels.
So what we want to do is to make sure wherever you go, you have our digital platforms ready for you to use. There will be comfort wherever you are. You just have to use, the power is in your hands. You use your hands, do your transactions, and make sure that you're doing banking wherever you are. You're experiencing exceptional service, and you're getting a wonderful experience. That's what this partnership is bringing to our customers, and we want to make sure that you take advantage and benefit from it.
And that's it for today. Till the next episode.
Like a daily bando, like a daily bando, like a daily bando. Omuliro nguwulira muli mumutima kukankana like drums. Kalakata, kalakata, enendungo yakusabula. Mikono juu, free of fire, free of fire, free of fire.
The parent is Tuliahebwa Dixon, and the child is Tuliahebwa Esther.
Kambera ngweri gwete kwa mugisha ngo ishe watujyahebwa Esther wahangura school fees ngene na hategesha n'amashemero kwa gonka MTN momo eberewo mbere nyegasta igana kaga ni 5 star 80 hash kushashura mwana school fees tokoma nyo mugisheri zagwije wanje ninga nchaka n'gwasa kuzo wawe mwebare munonga.
Now Now, still in another segment, the Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board says it is in the final stages of rolling out a new competence-based technical and vocational education and training curriculum. The curriculum is expected to equip learners with practical skills that meet labor market needs and support self-employment.
The Uganda Vocational and Technical Assessment Board has taken another step towards rolling out the country's new competency-based TVET curriculum after meeting sector skills expert committees to validate the final curriculum content. Officials say the consultative process is aimed at ensuring the curriculum responds to the needs of employers and the changing world of work.
We are very prepared at the moment with this meeting of sector skills expert committees taking place. It means UVTAB part is getting to the end, because after this meeting our work is to incorporate the input they have given us. We are now polishing up and submitting to TVET Council.
According to UVTAB, the new curriculum marks a major shift from the traditional theory-based approach to competency-based training that focuses on practical skills and workplace performance.
We have shifted from general curriculum to competence-based curriculum. That is new. The curriculum has changed its face. It is now modularized. It is composed of competence areas, which are equally composed of units of competence.
Government says the reforms are intended to produce graduates who are not only employable but are also capable of creating their own jobs through entrepreneurship and innovation.
During our interaction with the experts, they gave us a number of inputs in terms of what is in trending, what the employers need, what should be phased out from the curriculum.
Curriculum specialist at UBTAB, Peter Oyo Alip, says extensive consultations with industry experts have ensured that outdated content is removed while emerging labor market needs are incorporated.
And the emphasis is on practical. And the new component that has been introduced in this curriculum is what we call the real life projects, whereby students, the trainees are able to identify the problems that are around the community, and with the skill and the knowledge that they have acquired through this training, they are able to solve some of these problems.
Once approved by the TVET Council, the new curriculum is expected to guide technical and vocational institutions in producing a skilled workforce that meets the demands of Uganda's economy and the regional labor market.
And over to Wakiso, community leaders and civil society organizations have intensified efforts to curb rising conflicts in Wakiso district through a community-based early warning and response system aimed at preventing violence before it occurs. Now, the implemented project by a Paradigm for Social Justice and Development, PSD, with support from GIS, the initiative has trained local peace monitors, community leaders, and duty bearers to identify early signs of conflict, promote dialogue, and strengthen referral mechanisms.
On Uganda's National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security, the project aims to increase women's participation in peace building and decision making.
Community-based early warning and response mechanism was to help us avert the would-be conflicts that would turn violent. So with support from GIZ, we received some funding to, one, enhance the capacity of our community members who would in turn roll out the project in their communities, and then we also built the capacity of the duty bearers or the leaders at different levels, and these were to work with these local peace committee members who we trained to be able to roll out the community-based early warning mechanism, but also to meaningfully engage women in peace-building processes, because that is what the National Action Plan on Women, Peace and Security is looking at. How do we meaningfully engage women in peace-building processes? Because one, they are also affected by conflict and violence in their different dynamics.
The intervention targets conflict hotspots including Nansana, Entebbe, Chengera and Masulita, where cases of domestic violence, land disputes, unemployment and election-related tensions continue to threaten community stability.
We'll go on and sensitize the community members on where we need to have peace in our communities and how best can we promote peace in our communities, and also empower those community members if any issues of conflict, if they come to hear about such issues, they come out and reach out to them, and then these ones, they'll either conduct dialogues with them to see how they can avert these issues, or if the issues are out of their jurisdiction, then they refer. So the referral pathway is already clear with them, and they know who to refer to and what cases to refer to, and also what cases to handle. Those out of their jurisdiction, they don't handle, they refer them to their respective leaders.
Although communities are increasingly reporting conflicts, weak referral systems, limited public awareness of legal processes and financial barriers continue to delay access to justice.
The communities still do not understand where exactly do I report a certain issue. You find that a community member with an issue would rush all the way and even go away from the police to the CDO. And then after the CDO asking this person, kindly go back to the police, that becomes an issue. But also finance. Some of these referrals need money, and some of the victims do not have the money to visit some of the areas. But for this period, the project started during the election period, and also we are still now in the local council elections. So most of the conflicts are being related to politics, election related, but something that is arising and very unique, land conflicts that are resulting from inheritance.
They are now calling on government institutions to strengthen public awareness on inheritance laws, improve referral pathways and support community peace structures to ensure disputes are resolved before they escalate into violence.
There is a gap when it comes to awareness among our communities relating to inheritance laws. And that goes back to the government. What are we doing to ensure that the communities understand the law when it comes to inheritance? Where do you go? When you talk about the Administrator General, where exactly do you go? When we talk about you go to a Mam or Georgian house, do people even understand where that is? And when I reach that place, what do I do? Even I'm talking now to people that actually understand that there is even a law. Some do not. They look at what are the clan leaders saying, what are the elders in the community saying. Some are saying, no, women are fine, you inherited land, but you cannot use it.
The initiative is expected to enhance collaboration between communities and local leaders while creating safer and more inclusive communities across Wakiso district. For UBC News, I am Sudat Kaye.
As we step into the world of business, Uganda's manufacturing sector is being urged to embrace innovative financing to boost production, create jobs and support the country's economic transformation. Diamond Trust Bank Uganda says access to affordable long-term financing is critical to achieving government's tenfold growth strategy. More from Sandra Kahunde.
Uganda Manufacturers Association Financial Symposium in Kampala, financial institutions, government leaders and manufacturers discussed ways of bridging the financing gap affecting businesses. DTB Uganda says many manufacturers struggle to access affordable credit, limiting expansion and investment in new technologies. The bank's head of business banking, Douglas Damba, says manufacturers need patient capital, equipment financing, trade finance and working capital solutions to increase production and compete globally.
What we want to highlight today on the committee is that as banks we have initiated strategies and priorities to see how we can bring down the cost of borrowing, not only from the manufacturing sector, but to all our borrowers, mainly through blended financing. We are working with our strategic partners These are development fund partners who can provide some bit of patient capital. Blended means that the partners are able to do a leg of the transaction. If the total requirement is bigger or so a certain magnitude, they're able to come in and give more affordable financing by a certain tune or portion.
Uganda Manufacturers Association chairperson Aga Sekalala Jr. says access to affordable financing remains one of the biggest barriers to industrial growth, calling for stronger partnerships between manufacturers, banks and government.
Today's symposium seeks to promote integrity-driven financial reforms that strengthen trust among the stakeholders, emphasize innovating financing solutions from development finance, capital markets, green finance, and blended models, build inclusive financial systems that expand access for SMEs and de-risk industrial lending, foster dialogue that leads to actionable policy recommendations and institutional commitments from our financing partners.
The Minister of State for Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, David Bahati, challenged commercial banks to reduce lending rates, saying the high cost of credit continues to slow industrial expansion. Bahati noted that while manufacturers earn returns of between 8 and 12%, interest rates averaging 18 to 24% make it difficult for businesses to grow.
You have made as bankers to say that the reason why your interest rate is high is because of the risks that you encounter. One of it was political risk. I'm sure that one has been settled. No bank can expect that there will be any political risk in the country under the leadership of President Yoweri Museveni.
Government says it is strengthening institutions such as Uganda Development Bank and implementing financial reforms to improve access to long-term financing. Sandra Kahonde, Robert Katamba, UBC News.
Well, thank you very much there, Sandra and the team. And of course, now stepping into the world of sports, the official race kit for the 5th edition of Tuscalite Mount Rwenzori Marathon has been unveiled ahead of the highly anticipated race scheduled for August 22nd in Kasese district.
The launch held at Uganda Breweries Limited headquarters in Luzira, Kampala featured a unique fashion showcase with models unveiling the commemorative marathon kit. Maintaining its signature green color, the jersey features a special 5th anniversary emblem and topographic contour patterns inspired by the iconic Rwenzori Mountains.
So this year we've designed a kit that I personally think is the best kit in Africa. You will be the judge of that, of course, but the kit has a few things in it. Of course, there's a race t-shirt, the badge of honor that you wear after you run to show everyone that you did. The main thing obviously always is the marathon logo, but it also has the contour lines of the Rwenzori Marathon place, also known as the Rwenzori Mountains. On the side, as you'll see, if you look closely, there's a sun with the equator symbol, symbolizing the fact that the Rwenzori Marathon is the only marathon on the planet that crosses the equator.
The kit also includes a matching cap, bag, and water bottle. Speaking at the launch, Uganda Breweries Beer Category Marketing Manager Elizabeth Mutamuliza said the anniversary edition celebrates 5 years of promoting active lifestyles, adventure, and community through sports.
Through the marathon, we've been able to show the world what Kasese has, how beautiful it is, and how welcoming and warm the people of Kasese are. Exciting launch of our Tuscalite Marathon kit, a kit that represents what the marathon is about. We're very excited to see everyone wearing that kit when we go to Kasese on the 22nd of August. We welcome you all to Kasese.
Marathon team lead Amos Wekesa said organizers are targeting 8,000 participants from more than 20 countries, adding that every finisher will receive a commemorative medal.
This year we've done about 29 countries activations around the world, and that's why lots of people are interested in coming. We're going to probably double the number next year, and we have more experts coming on board to work with us to make sure that this marathon is not just a level marathon, but it goes to elite.
The marathon has evolved into a key tourism driver, creating business opportunities for hotels, transport operators, and entrepreneurs across the Rwenzori region.
Thank you very much for allowing us into your lunchtime space, and of course that's all we had time for. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango. Very good afternoon to you.